Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am, of course, your host, Aaron, and today we are talking about WWE Monday Night Raw. That took place today on August 4th, 2025, at, let's say, the Barclays Center in New York. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. Monday Night Raw started off with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed all coming out to the ring, and Paul Heyman going over what happened this weekend. Seth Rollins pulled off a victory over CM Punk after cashing his Money in the Bank contract, and Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker beat the shit out of Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, even though they did not score the victory. They will be future superstars and lead the WWE. Out came in LA Knight, and LA Knight's like, listen, guys, I am LA Knight, yeah. Seth Rollins, you fooled everybody by your injury. You thought I was this, that, and the other thing, and hey, I beat your ass. So tonight, I said you face me one-on-one for the world title. Seth Rollins is like, no, I don't think so. It's not happening. These losers, these people in the back, they all turned their backs on me when I beat Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania, and then on I did this, that, and the other thing. I ain't giving nobody shit, and walked out of the ring. But Adam Pearce is like, whoa, hold on a second, brah. Not only did you lie to me, and your medical team lied to me about your injury, I ain't gonna play with this game. So tonight, we are gonna have Seth Rollins versus LA Knight for the world title. Crazy. A world title match on Monday Night Raw. Didn't think I'd see the day. Then we had our first match with Sheamus vs. Rusev. This was the third match that they had. This match was just typical Rusev vs. Sheamus. It was a banger and a banger and a banger. They were fighting inside, outside of the ring. They were hitting each other real hard with kicks, stomps, punches, and all that other shit. And in the end, it came out to a disqualification because it was a double DQ, baby. That's right, Rusev was getting the 10 punch on Sheamus on the outside on the barricade. Then all the fans were shouting at him. Then Rusev let go, and he's like cursing at the fans. Then Sheamus grabbed him. He gave them the 10 beats. And then, they're outside the ring for 10 seconds, and then do. After the match, they continued fighting each other. Guess what happened? Security from the back, officials from the back, referees from the back, all came down to break these motherfuckers apart. And they're like breaking through them and fighting back and forth, and it would continue throughout the night. But the funny thing is, if you remember on SmackDown, Aleister Black destroyed Damian Priest with a chair and shit, and nobody came out to save Damian Priest. So I did think that was funny. In the back, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are still mourning the loss of their tag team titles. They looked really funny. Woods had like a lampshade thing on his head. It was actually kind of, I don't know, it was just goofy. Grayson Waller came in. He's like, yo, you guys need to get your title shot. He went over to Adam Pearce, who was actually talking to Penta, interrupted him, called him a bald asshole, said you need to give these guys a title shot. He said, no, they need to earn it. But if you, on the other hand, Grayson Waller, you're going to have a match next with Penta, which brought us into Penta versus Grayson Waller. Beginning of the match, Penta was beating the shit out of Grayson Waller. New Day came down to the ring, distracted Penta. Grayson Waller, of course, capitalized on that, beat the shit out of Penta. Throughout the rest of the match, it was Grayson Waller giving the offensive onto Penta. And then finally, Penta gave him a nice kick to the head as Grayson Waller was running in for some kind of clothesline. It's like his token move or some shit like that. Set him up, Penta driver. 1, 2, 3. Well, folks, guess what happened after the match? Penta beat the shit out of Woods and Kingston. All right, as Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were coming down to the ring, they were in the back. Rusev and Sheamus ran by, fighting and shit like that. That was the first time we saw them. They came out to the ring, Charlotte and Bliss. They had a goofy-ass lame promo. Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez came out and said, listen, we want a rematch for the title. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss were like, Charlotte's like, yeah. Alexa Bliss like, nah. And then Charlotte's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's have a tag team match for the titles right here, right now. Anna Pearce came out and said, you know what? Let's do it. Everything else is going crazy tonight. Let's have a match. Brought us into our match. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And the match came with a twist of bliss delivered to Roxanne Perez for that 1, 2, 3. Moving on, we had Lara Valkyrie and Bayley in the back. Bayley was looking for Lara Valkyrie to apologize for causing her the IC title match. Laura Valkyrie found her and was like, listen, Bayley, you're a bitch. I don't like you. We're not friends. We're nothing. I need to get out of this shitty Bayley vortex that you have me in. I'm done. Leave me alone. Ba ba ba. Let's see what else. Then we had Dominic versus Dragon Lee because Dominic and Finn Balor and JD McDonough ran into the LWO earlier in the night. I didn't really cover that shit. And yeah, Dominic beat Dragon Lee, and after the match, he was going to hit him with a shoe. And I think he hit him with the shoe. Oh yeah, AJ Styles came down, and that did not happen. No shoe hit to Dragon Lee. But I have to add this. Dragon Lee was poning Dominic Mysterio, and then it was a distraction by not one, not two, but 3 El Grande Americanos. So now we got 3 El Grande Americanos. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's kind of goofy and stupid, and it's getting overdone. So I don't know how I really feel about it. I guess I think it's kind of lame. We had Sami Zayn talking in the back, being like, yo, I beat Karrion Kross. He's, behind me now. I had an opportunity to hit him with the lead pipe at SummerSlam, and trust me, I really wanted to do it, but that's not who I am. That is not Sami Zayn. And then what happened? Here comes Rusev and Sheamus, and Rusev punched Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got really pissed off, was like, who the fuck just hit me? I really hope Sami Zayn does not get involved with the Sheamus and Rusev shit. I can't stand Sami Zayn, and I like Sheamus, so let's not ruin this feud that's going on right now. All right, Becky Lynch came out. This was actually pretty funny. You're probably seeing a clip online because she said a really great line. Nikki Bella came out after Becky was done trashing everyone in the women's division, talking about how she can move on from Laura Valkyrie and Bayley's a bum. And Nikki Bella's like, yo, when I left here, I left the women's division in your hands, and look what you've done to it. You made it look like a piece of shit. And what? You failed in Hollywood? And Becky Lynch is like, nah, I didn't fail in Hollywood. I'm in the #1 movie on Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2. And if I'm correct, your parts in the movie were cut out, and hey, you can thank me for it. Nikki Bella's like, yo, like, you're trash, we should have a women's title match. And then Becky Lynch says, you could have been the hottest couple, but oh, wait a second, you can't see me anymore. She was referencing to John Cena and her breakup and shit like that. And then she got a cheap shot on Nikki Bella and walked out of the ring. In the back, Natalya runs up to Becky Lynch and was like, you can't disrespect Nikki Bella like that. And she's like, next week I'm going to give you a match. And Natalya's like, great. And she's like, no, not you, the one behind you. And she pointed to, I just tried to remember her name this whole freaking time. We'll go back because I can't remember her name. Right? Wait.
Maxine Dupree.
No. The other one in the... forget it. All right. Naomi was in the back. She was bragging about shit. Stephanie Valkyrie said, I'm going to beat your ass at the next pay-per-view. And in the end, we had our last match. It was Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. And yeah, basically the end of the match, Seth Rollins was going to hit a curb stomp onto the concrete on LA Knight. CM Punk came in, caused disqualification. Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker came down, beat the shit out of them two. Roman Reigns came down for the save. And then everyone beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. Reed took his shoes, landed 3 tsunami splashes. Boom, boom, boom. They stand tall. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me with 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time. We're going to have more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. I will see you next time. And I can't remember this girl's name.
Maxine Dupree.
Damn it. All right. See you later. Bye.